pilot error, $115 million. An unfinished gas station in Afghanistan, $43 million. The public relations hit accompanying a rogue blimp's unsanctioned tour of Maryland and Pennsylvania. Absolutely priceless. More costly projects gone awry. The past 12 months have seen a remarkable assortment of busts and boondoggles. Here are 8 memorable meltdowns. Led Zeppelin. While no one, apart from Arkansas Republican Sen. Tom Cotton, is questioning NORAD's ability to track Santa, there has been some understandable grumbling about the Aerospace Defense Agency's capacity to manage its own surveillance blimps. Departure from its home at the Aberdeen Proving Ground in Maryland on October 28, flying north into eastern Pennsylvania, but a day later, state police deflate the blimp nose with a shotgun after determining that it still carried a potentially dangerous helium hull. Belly up. Aircraft goes belly up. Not all Air Force flying machines are built for barrel rolls and dogfights. Pilots aboard the bulky, 4-engine AC-130J Ghost Rider knew this, but couldn't avoid flipping the gunship onto its back during a test flight in April. The humans emerged unscathed, but the $115 million aircraft would never soar again. Explosive error almost kills 27. Failure by L3 Communications Depot maintenance personnel to tighten a retaining nut connecting a metal oxygen tube to a junction fitting above the galley properly caused an oxygen leak. This leak created a highly flammable oxygen-rich environment that ignited. A private defense contractor forgot to turn a bolt, so 27 people aboard a reconnaissance plane were nearly immolated in mid-air. Luckily, the pilot pulled up on takeoff and the subsequent fire resulted in more than $62 million in damage but no injuries to anyone on board. $500 million men in Syria. The Obama administration's $500 million project to organize and train moderate Syrian rebel force yielded just about 4 or 5 dedicated fighters. In fact, the plan had called for the recruitment and training of more than 5,000 fighters. About spores, a Defense Department laboratory in Utah sent UK, Australia, Canada, South Korea, and 5 other countries, along with all 50 U.S. states and the District of Columbia, all live anthrax spores as part of a program intended to provide inactivated samples to researchers seeking out countermeasures to protect U.S. troops, allies, partners and the American public from biological attack. No one fell ill, but the lone casualty was a professional one. On November 9, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention replaced the director of its Division of Select Agents and Toxins, the agency in charge of preventing these kinds of screw-ups. The $43 million gasless gas station, for sure. Building a compressed natural gas refueling station in a war zone can be a remarkably pricey enterprise, but even by military standards, the $43 million spent here, a similar project in Pakistan cost only $500,000, was unacceptable and just downright odd. In a report compiled by the Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction, the Defense Department is described as being unable to provide an explanation for the high cost of the project or to answer any other questions concerning its planning, implementation, or outcome. ISIS hack attack. In mid-October, authorities in Malaysia detained a Kosovo native with reported ties to a top ISIS propagandist, but not before the suspect, Ardite Farizi, is alleged to have hacked into a U.S. government software system designed for the safe storage of personal information belonging to American service members and federal workers. A federal criminal complaint against Farizi said he stole data from more than 1,300 people and delivered it to ISIS members, including Junaid Hussain, a British expat since killed in a coalition airstrike. In August, the information was posted online by a group calling itself the Islamic State Hacking Division. The individuals listed, many of them civilian workers, were described as targets, a floating lemon. The $360 million Milwaukee was only a month into its long journey from the Great Lakes to San Diego when it broke down en route to a pit stop in Florida, and needed a tow. Described the vessel's complete loss of propulsion as deeply alarming, particularly given this ship was commissioned just 20 days ago. A Navy Times report said the Milwaukee was still undergoing diagnostic tests and would not sail again for, at the least, another few weeks.